Today I want to speak about the foundation of our faith and where it comes from, Easter, and what it truly means to be a Christian. Easter is not just a celebration of a historical event, it's the heartbeat of Christianity. Without the resurrection of Jesus Christ, our faith would be hollow. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 15:14, "And if Christ has not been raised, our preaching is useless, and so is our faith." Easter is about victory. It is the moment when death was defeated, when sin lost its grip, and when grace triumphed over guilt. The cross was where the payment was made, but the resurrection was the receipt that proves it was accepted. Jesus didn't just die for us, he rose for us. That means we don't serve a martyr, we serve a risen king. Easter also calls for a response. It's not just a story we believe in, it's a life we live. To truly be a Christian means more than wearing a cross or attending church on Easter Sunday. It means we've encountered the living Christ, and that encounter has changed everything. Christianity is not a label or a tradition or a culture, it's a transformation. Jesus said in Luke 9:23, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." Being a Christian means walking in the resurrection power, but it also means dying to self. It's not just about what he did for us, it's about how we can now live for him. So what does it look like? It looks like the grace that we've accepted. It looks like hope when life feels broken. It looks like love that doesn't make sense to the world, like what 1 Corinthians 13 talks about. It looks like light in dark places, like in the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount. To be a Christian is to carry his heart, not just his name. I think that's something important to remember. Easter is the proof that sin doesn't get the last word, that shame isn't our identity, and that death is not the end. And being a Christian means that living in that truth every single day is the most important thing. With joy, with purpose, with boldness. So we need to reflect on the empty tomb. Also encourage us to, just as a mental process, I'd also just encourage us to look at what being a Christian means for you personally. Like we can read the Bible and sort of get this very general overview of what it means to be saved and the scriptures, and we like to quote the verses and whatnot, but sometimes we don't often reflect on why we are a Christian. Before we were a Christian, what were the things that we struggled with? For me, it was pride, it was hopelessness. So becoming a Christian gave me purpose. I actually found ground in my faith, when before it was, my life just as a whole was very scattered, all over the place. I didn't really know where my identity truly was, and I know Scotty talks a lot about identity in Christ being a massive thing, and I would definitely agree with that. But also pride, and not just in the arrogant sense, but pride in the sense that we can become selfish. Everything becomes about my opinion, my way, my thoughts, and it can very much lead to a very godless life. But to have the fear of the Lord means to put yourself under the cross and to really soak in what God has done for you, but also what God can do for you. And that all comes as a result of fearing him. And so just to end on that, when we're taking communion, the bread represents his body, the juice represents his blood, but really this Easter, I would encourage you to really think about what makes you a Christian. Why are these things that we take to remember what he did for us, why are they so special to you as an individual?